Hi. Welcome to Copy with Mary, Teacher Mary channel. So please like and share this channel to your friends and family. And we are very, very blessed today to invite my ex-students alumni, Eric Cheah. So the topic is start your own business. So we will wait for 5 minutes to wait for the audience to actually come in. So just relax, do your copy, and we drink while we chit chat with Eric Cheah. If you got any question, please list down and put it in. Okay, see you shortly. Hi, welcome back. So, Eric Cheah, very blessed today he's here. So, is your business facing challenges getting qualified leads? Then you most likely need him. If you are starting out as a new entrepreneur and you need branding assistant, more than likely you will require his service too. Do you need more shout out for people to know your business exists? Then you would need him. So more than likely, if you are a budding entrepreneur or having your own organization and you would like more people to know about your product and services, then meet Eric Cheah, our guest tonight, Copy with Mary. He's the co-founder of Beta Social, a social media marketing management where complexity meets simplicity. Let's face it, we live in a world here where technology is ever rampant and businesses as we know it has also evolved. With the evolvement comes fear and being overwhelmed. Beta Social is the go-to SMMA company if you are looking to simplify your business. Your focus as the business owner is to drive results and bring in the revenue. Meet the co-founder, Eric Cheah, behind the thriving mission to simplify marketing online. We go behind the scene to learn from him, young budding entrepreneur, and learn how he is bringing transformation into the SME company around us. Okay, welcome to Eric Cheah. Welcome, Eric Cheah. Let me see. Okay.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm Eric. I'm the co-founder of Beta Social.
I repeated a few times, Eric Cheah, Eric Cheah. I think people will be remembering your Eric Cheah, and so on. Actually, I know Eric for the past 18 years. 18
Yep.
years, 18 years, and of course the age is a secret, but normally for guys will not be a secret. So just imagine 18 years, close to 2 decades. 2 more years is 20 years. It
Correct.
shows that how old am I, huh?
Yeah, it also shows that how old am I.
So for nowadays guys or ladies also they really look young as long you all. The main thing is that I think running a business is to be very healthy, or not is tough to actually grow, and so on. Like example, today my slip disc is like everything you can't move. It's like even though you want to grow, even though it's really doing renovation, I say I don't think I told my Nija that I don't think I can even see the renovation. So I think as a business owner, you all really need to take care of your health, and especially these days, it's very
Correct.
very important. Find a lot of money, but you do not take care of your health. I think you will be worrying and so on. And at the end of the day, I feel that priority definitely is health, is not money.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So Eric, I want to ask you. Okay, I understand that because all the while you are running business, a short period of time you actually work for people. Then after that, every time will be when, even though you come over and you talk to me, okay, I want to open this business and so on. So you are asking many opinions and you are asking ideas and so on. So what make you to maybe you can actually talk from young age, from young, then until you work for people, then you graduate, you work for people, then after that you after that you run a business, and what type of business, maybe you can actually just tell the audience.
Well, yeah, like what teachers say is quite true. Health is very important. It's basically if you today you jump out from your 9 to 5 and you start your own business, you're basically give up your 9 to 5 and start your 24/7. So health is very important. You're basically working the whole day. Yeah. So actually, what really inspired me to become a business owner, I think one of the person that really inspired me the most is actually you, teacher Mary, because since young, I think a lot of people at that age, when I was at 14, 15, people are, especially for guys, starting to imagine like, how much money I want to make. I want to buy that car, I want to buy that house and things like that. How am I be able to achieve that? But at that time, I don't have a mentor. I don't have a guidance. But lucky enough, I was in Teacher Mary's, your tuition center. So you actually shared a lot of business knowledge to us. And yeah, one of the main thing that actually inspired me to become a entrepreneur is actually you. And another thing I think is because of my personality. Yeah, not that I'm not suitable to work for people. I'm actually suitable. I would say that we also need to have that quality to work for people, because in business is basically, it's a relationship. So we also need to know how to manage people in the same time. But what really makes me become a entrepreneur, I think is who I am. And then things that are like, I like to have my own control. Things that, like, how to say, uh, I like to have my own control over things, and decide for my own path. So a lot of time I realized that working for people is a good thing. It's a good place for me to learn, but somehow there's a sound inside of me telling me that, if you really want to achieve what you want to achieve when you were young, you need to come out. You need to jump out from the comfort zone and listen to the inner voice. And yeah, here I am today, 8 years in business.
8 years, just imagine
Yeah.
8 years. But the main thing is that after you graduate and you actually got degree, you actually went to work for people. Because I went to the what's the name of the restaurant?
Bone and pot.
Yeah, but when I went there, I thought that you are actually the owner. Honestly, I thought that you are the owner, and it's like as then you tell me that you are working. It's like, okay, you are working, but why are you acting like a boss there or entrepreneur there, running the business and so on? It's like everything you are so precise, everything you are actually working. It's like you are running here and there, and it's not like an employee what we see here. So that's why it's like, why do you have this mindset when even though you are working for people and you are really running around doing everything and from A to Z? Why do you have this type of mindset?
I would say, regardless you're working for people or working for yourself, you have to take the ownership. If the At that time, my position was a supervisor and a manager. So there's a few staff below me, and I basically have to take care of them. And I also understand something that, to be able to be a real leader or a manager, you really have to take that job as if like you are the business owner. Think as a business owner, because today you are the leader, right? Yeah, so that's also the reason why, acting like a boss. That
Not the
sounds very
boss, I
bossy.
think it's more on the entrepreneur, lah, not the boss. Lah. Boss will be
Yeah.
asking this person to do this, to do that, and so on.
Joking. Yeah, and I think that is just me. I when I'm in charge in certain things, being assigned to certain things, I always think that if today this business was mine, how would I manage it? So, and I also understand that I'm going to become an entrepreneur one day at a time. And, if this were my business, how am I going to manage it? I think the ownership is very important. So regardless you're working for people 9 to 5 or working for yourself, I think ownership is very important. We often, when we go to restaurant, sometimes we ask the manager, we ask the supervisor, they, not like they don't take ownership, but sometimes they just feel like, they a bit lost. Like you ask them a certain question, they will say, oh, don't know, I just working here. I'm just a worker here, things like that. They are not wrong. They are not wrong, but it's good that if you be able to take extra step in your task. Yeah. So that's what I
But
always believe in.
why did you actually after your degree, why not work in
Oh,
corporate
that's
world and so on?
I plan to. Okay, at that time, because because of my family, we were thinking to move over to Australia, because I do have a PR in Australia. So I was thinking, I give myself half a year in Malaysia. I want something that is challenging. Why not just go into F&B? Something that is challenging, something that's
You
keep
can
me
bring over
awake.
to Australia.
Yeah, in the same time also because I want to learn something first, before I go to Australia, because I understand that it's a different culture, and yeah, I just want to have something challenging at that time. But after that, plan change, and yeah, it actually lead me to what I'm doing today.
But after that, I think the relationship with your bosses and so on. So the next thing is that I think maybe you can actually explain, say more about it, because
Hmm,
from working for them, then
hmm.
after that became their partners.
Yes, yes. So I think also partly also because of my personality, like what I mentioned just now, I like to take things as if like it is my own business, the ownership. So I think at that time also they see this quality in me, and they feel like, hey, this is something that we can work with. We need someone to run the show if we want to expand the business. So why not partner with uh, Eric? Then after the venture for the steamboat, they open up a cafe. It's called AMPM Cafe. So I'm very fortunate enough to be part of to become their partners at that time. Yeah, and then we run the cafe for I think it's almost close to 5 years
Yeah,
in
I
Subang
think
Jaya.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, when I went there and so on, because when you are my student and so on, and when after you run the business, when what I see is the food, every single thing is actually so detailed. And normally you will be trying there and so on, then you will be you will be testing and so on, and you don't do things, I call it as chinchai. Everything is so detailed, everything is so precise. And I think the quality that your bosses, that previously when you work for them, and
Mm,
they saw your quality, and the
mm,
sincerity, the detail side, and so on. And honestly, as an entrepreneur, will not easily want partners if they do not see your quality.
true, true.
So I think they saw your quality, and they are very fortunate. I think you say that you are very fortunate. I will say that they are very fortunate to have you there. Actually,
Thank you.
that you are indirectly running the whole show, and this is some of the things that I can actually see, as I'm very proud actually, as you are
Uh,
my
Thank you.
student actually. So honestly, okay. So for your AM and PM, after that from there, what's the say that AM and PM? What's the big challenges that you actually face? What's the pain point?
Pain point. There's a lot of pain point when we talk about F&B industry. It it looks fun on the surface, right? But what happened behind can be very, very hectic. In F&B, we are talking about working almost every day, and the busiest day is actually Saturday and Sunday. So we don't even we don't even think about weekend. Weekend is our peak hour, is our peak day. So back to that, what is the challenges? There's a lot of challenges. Beside I'm talking on behalf of not just F&B, other service industry that's like F&B is very labor intensive, and you're working long hours. You're basically contributing a 80% of effort, but you're looking at 20% of result. These are the kind of what do you call it, efforts that you have to put in. And same as a lot of industry, for service industry, I think scaling the business is one of the main challenges, because in F&B, not just about your product quality, but it's also managing people. That is the toughest part, managing people. So oftentimes, we ask ourselves, how are we going to scale this business? How are we going to move to another level? We always have one problem. Where do we find another cook? Where do we find another manager? Even though we found a manager, are we be able to confident enough to pass the task to him? Because F&B is very personal. You realize that today you as a boss, okay, this weekend you're here, everything will be good, all right? But the next week you're not around and suddenly your phone ring. Something happened. If everything goes smooth, I would say it's the best job or the best business. I mean, same goes to other business. If everything goes smooth, but there will be challenges when things go south. Just share with you an example. This was when I was managing Bone and Pot, right? So there was one evening I noticed that something was wrong with the aircon. We are opening at 7 o'clock at night, okay, and then we start to prepare. Every day we start to prepare our stuff, at 3 o'clock. So between 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock is our preparation time. So at 5 o'clock, I realized something unusual. Why my aircon is not cooling? And then what happened was we found out that 5 aircon compressor been stolen.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is an issue that you have to face. And running a steamboat restaurant, an indoor steamboat restaurant without aircon, and you can imagine, I think at that time, we are not a big restaurant. Okay, we are very packed, very small restaurant. Inside, we have 13 tables, and we are talking about one time, one round, one turnover is about 100 plus people inside, and without aircon. So
Wow.
yeah, all these uncertainties will just pop up, and it forces yourself to be creative last minute. what I
What did
did
you
was
do? I want to know also.
call all my partners. You have fan, you have portable aircon. Please bring it over.
I think did they bring any fan over?
Yeah. No choice. They were like, I remember one of my partners was also working from home at that time, so he got no choice. My business need my help. I bring all the fan, all the stand fan here, but it's still very warm at that time. But luckily, most of our customer are regular, and they also understand. So I have to go table by table, whichever complain, I have to explain to them. And in the same time, I have to work, have to rush. These are the hassle, these are the hectic part about F&B. Yeah, when things goes wrong, but after so many years running F&B, I'm quite equipped with all these uncertainties.
So when I next time open a cafe, then can ask you to be a consultant already.
Yeah. I can go in. I can look at your aircon, and I can tell you straight. Oh, is the piping? Is the guy that doing the piping doing good job and things like that? So these are all the experience that I get.
Yeah, I think as an entrepreneur, you need to go back to the ground to actually learn every single thing. And the
Correct.
more you actually continue, or the more you start other business and so on, you start to learn and start to apply. So I think that's why starting a business is actually true experience.
Yes.
Certain things, like example, to be honest, that day I actually went to, I will not mention what's the name of the restaurant. And when I went there, we wanted to go in, and why is it so empty? What happened? Is it MCO or what? And so on. Why so empty? I said that then when we enter, you say sorry, we are closed. We are tutup. So I said why tutup?
Yeah.
The supplier the one to send. I will not mention which company lah, but it's not the what is another one that sell chicken. So I can just let you all know, not KFC. So not
I can tell you this is like a normal case. I
Oh, is
always
it?
have like plan B, plan C. Last time when we run this steamboat restaurant, our main ingredient is pork bone. So what if that day the supplier decided not to come? What is a plan B? I have to drive all over to NSK.
Wow.
NSK and NSK is quite far away at the time.
Clang.
We are talking about Klang, yeah, like
Yeah, clang,
30 to
clang.
40 minutes. Reach there and then come back another 30 to 40 minutes. So I have to really schedule properly, and then yeah, basically this is considered a small issue because at the time I think because of MCO their supply is very not so stable. But at the time, if let's say anything happens to my supplier, they cannot come on time and things like that. So I have to drive all the way there. Yeah.
I tell you, as a manager or whatever, you will be your position is one leg kick. It's not manager and so on.
Yeah.
Next time you need a good position.
General, everything.
Yeah. Next time I cannot put as a manager general. Nice name is actually manager. So
Yes.
it's really not is that. But some of the cafe or nowadays, especially this MCO, we really see many of, even though my friends cafe, actually two of them in shopping complex actually closed down. So the challenges, especially this MCO also because of the rental, because they even though I understand that some of them is putting in Grab, some of them are business is very good, but they are also because so competitive right now that you can actually sit down in Subang Jaya, example, and you are getting items from Old Klang Road, you are getting items from BU and so on to deliver, and it's so many options. So that's why I even though now F&B, I can see a lot of challenges right now.
It is, and to be honest with you, even though with all this delivery system, career service, delivery partners like Grab and Foodpanda, a lot of restaurant they also still struggling because of the profit margin.
Yeah, it's true. It's
If
very
let's say because like Grab and Foodpanda, they will take a certain percentage, right?
yes. It's not
If
little, it's very high because I
it's very
talked to
high, yeah.
FMB also. So I am telling Grab if you are listening and so on. So maybe MCO can use a little bit to help the restaurants and cafe.
Exactly. Like last time, my cafes, one of our top selling is actually a big breakfast, right?
Mm,
It The selling price was 30 ringgit, but our cost price is actually not cheap. So if
yeah,
let's say we use Grab or Foodpanda, right, then the same thing,
you
we
can't. You,
wouldn't see the margin. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's more on the branding side when you take Grab and so on. That's why sometimes what I see certain cafe that actually they increase or they are very good in being innovative. You suddenly go see extra egg or less this, then less that. But of course, Grab will not allow lah. So
Yes.
so I think Grab will actually do a research and so on. So we also will not mention what cafe and so on because when normally we order that one, right? Hey, certain things is missing when we go to that cafe is the got. So I think it's a survival mode lah. Everybody need to
Yes.
survive right now. So
Yes.
Okay, so for your AM PM, the honestly, we really miss the food there. We really
Thank you.
need to
Me
miss
too.
the food there. Maybe you can do a mini AM PM, no? Just put there a mini AM PM, and you can
I
actually test
wish.
the
I wish.
food. But you are too busy, too busy. So okay, after that, you actually started Beta Social.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I understand that Beta Social you do have partners, and I think it's already quite many years Beta Social in the market, right?
Close to 5 years. Close
Wow,
to
five
sorry,
years,
close to 4 years. 4 years plus.
4 years, and normally I understand that you got around three partners plus you, total four partners. And
Total
how
4.
can you actually tahan? Like example, normally people have partners, then they will actually break, or I cannot tahan this because of greed, because of this they take my business or they start up another company and so on. How can you actually these 4 years still very close together and I'm saying because honestly when you started that time also is four, normally when we after few years are two, then become one. So maybe you can actually tell the audience.
Well, it's very interesting. I think partly it's also because I'm actually lucky. When I run AM/PM, I'm very very lucky that I have that group of partners, you know, and because uh, I would say I'm the most grumpy one in the group, and I'm the most hot-tempered one. And same goes to Beta Social, and I'm really really thanks to all my partners. Um, they can really compromise. I would say not many people can tahan my temper sometimes. But the key to have a successful partnership, right? After in business for so long, because you will realize that I hardly do business alone. I hardly do business alone. I need someone that to complement what I'm lacking. Yeah. So these partners, they have something that I'm lacking. So we really gel together, I would say. Yeah, back to that, how to have like a successful. The key point of having a successful partnership is that each of us has a different
Strength.
role in the company and different strength, and sometimes things will go overlap. That's why you see argument. I think this is right. Then that person say, no, I think this is right from my, in business owner, we have ego. Oh, I do business for so long. That person also do business. He also do business. So sometimes that ego will somehow spoil the partnership. But what we do in a company is that our role is very clear. And then when it comes to this problem, let's say when it comes to operation, or let's say when it comes to the whole SOP, I want to structure a new SOP to make things more efficient and effective. I'm the leader. Whether you agree with me or not, I'm the leader, but I have to be accountable, whatever decision that I make, right? And they will not interfere. They will suggest, but they will not interfere. So I think this is the first thing that, every partners must have. Active partners, yeah, must have. And another thing is, we have our work time and we must have our fun time. Yeah, because it's like relationship. Whenever you're arguing with your husband or your boyfriend, right? The thing that makes you, what do you call that? Pull you back together with each other. Most of the time is you remember how it was started, how fun it was. All this fun time, all this sweet time. So the same goes to partner. Although we are all guys, but yeah, we need fun times. Those fun times are the bonding time. And whenever we have dispute, among partners, we have disagreement. We always remember that after the work time, we must have our fun time. Yeah, a lot of time, all this dispute resolve is not logical. It's emotional.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah,
But I
because
think your
there's no
EQ
right
is
and
very
wrong.
high. I think
Sorry?
the whole team. I think the whole team, the EQ is actually very good, very high.
Yep. I would say my EQ is the lowest.
You go
Really.
and test. But I'm very surprised when you tell me your EQ is the lowest. Like, honestly, when I talk to you, I think my EQ is like, okay, you're so calm, and it's like, okay, even though I show temper, you're still okay, teacher Mary, and so on. So I cannot imagine that if you are saying that your EQ is the lowest in the team and their EQ is like, wow. Okay, actually EQ
Yeah.
really can go far. I'm also
Yes.
trying to improve my EQ until today. And I feel that I still can't improve yet. So very emotion and everything need to be fast and so on. But it's really good that can see and okay, are you all worried? Example, I think guys together is very good for, because sometimes guys will not, hey, now my money is not everything. Hey, brotherhood, example, bro. But the main thing is that when the ladies start to come in, will they evolve? Example, I think all of them are single or are married.
They
Some of them.
none of us are married, but we all have partners. Yeah, I mean we all have a
Yeah.
girlfriend. Yeah. So so far none of our girlfriend interfere anything.
I think this is one of the challenge that what I see also. So I think this is one of the thing that girlfriend never mind. Of course, bro is I cannot. Your girlfriend is maybe listening. I'm not saying bro is the most important, but I think business is business, and really need to put that many things that what many business that I see sometimes when women involved. So when women involved and so on, the business is actually collapse. So what I see based on the
Mm,
experience, that's why I
mm.
need to be very clear. No woman or no wife or girlfriend involved in this business. It's
Yeah,
life also.
definitely.
I will be telling that.
No, I mean, definitely, if you say like our partners, our girlfriend or wife, we hope that none of the partners will, let someone that is not in the company to involve in the company's matters. But so far from what I observe, a lot of lady bosses, including you, Teacher Mary, actually doing very well. I mean, um, yeah, I mean, when it comes to decision making, right, you can see there's a very big difference. The way that men makes decision and the way that women make decision. Men will always be like, nah, it's okay lah, close one eye lah, things like
That's
that.
why I like to
But
do business with men.
but we,
Woman
of
is
course,
like, oh, everything counts. It's like,
yeah. I mean, it's better that you take care of the money lah. I mean,
that department is the best.
that department you can be any tiger or lion you want to be. It's okay.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to decision making, men will have a different point of view and different working method. Um, you see, like we always call people bro and things like that, right? A lot of time when we do business, right, as a guy, as a man, sometimes we close one eye. Yeah, we close one eye. Never mind lah. Give and take. The best choice of words is give and take. For women, I wouldn't say they won't give and take, but they are more firm in their decision. Yeah,
Muda
this means
King, you
this,
say Muda
that
King.
means, yeah, Muda King. Yeah. but both working style, right? Actually, there's no right and wrong. It's just whether there's no right and wrong part. I mean, there's no good and bad. There's only right and wrong partners. Whether you're
It's very
suitable to be
true.
partners together. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we do have a franchise that actually five partners. They are there. I think 8 years, 9 years together. Five partners,
Mm,
five ladies, but they
mm,
actually separate it very clearly that who is running it and so on, and they really divide five ladies. So
mm,
ladies, you still can be partners, but just
mm,
talk before, even though running in the business together. But they are young friends from primary to they are older right now. I think 40 plus already. Another
mm,
franchisee, our ex franchisee, that three partners can't, even though three, they can't actually take it because this one is this one, and you need to listen, you need to do this, why not like that, and so on. So I
mm,
think from the beginning, because for you already passed the stage of 4 years already, it's not the
mm,
first year, it's not the second year, you understand everybody. So I think it will
mm,
be very, very long, or you will grow
mm.
to very huge because all of your EQ is actually very high.
Well, I would say we are compromised very well.
Yes, yes. I think complement each other. So
Complement very well.
yeah, that's why I think you will be going a lot of very far journey. That I understand that now, even though Beta Social is actually going overseas client.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. So
So,
so.
mm,
Mhm.
so we have actually it's also because of this pandemic. I would say um, at this point of time, a lot of people actually realize that online e-commerce or social media is getting more and more important because you basically can't open shop. You can't open a physical shop, so you need to have all these channel, all this platform to communicate with your potential partners. And I also ask myself, I mean, even communicating with client, we are also communicating like right now, through Zoom calls, through any video calls platform. Then I ask myself, why can't I get an overseas client? The way we manage clients is also going to be the same. It's all through video. So I tried and I tried to approach one of my friends. She's actually opening up a F&B in Brisbane, in Australia. Um, so I asked him like, okay, are you looking for a digital marketing? Uh, because our winning point in Malaysia is that our cost is more, what do you call it, is more affordable to them, right? So I think that's a winning point. So I actually sell her beta package and all that thing. Then fortunately we get that deal lah. Yeah,
Not
but
Aussie dollar, RM.
uh, Aussie dollar, but
But of course, Malaysia package. Malaysia
but of course
package.
Malaysia package. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's
I
our
think
winning point.
I think the group that you are having
Mm.
that good in English. I think you know Mandarin also and so on. I think it's a very big market for you to actually really promote outside of
Yep.
Malaysia. So I think it's a very big market. It just need to move further and go more aggressively.
Yep. Correct. Correct.
And another thing is that I think for overseas market, like example, people out there, if you are targeting overseas market, you can actually look for Beta Social, Eric Cheah, the whole team, and so on. And I really tell you that if you really, because I know him for the past 18 years, he's very detailed, he's very precise. He really listen to customer. He really listen what the customer want and so on. Of course, he will give you certain ideas, but whether you accept or not. But of course, he will actually follow up every single step. He really follow up every single steps, and he really do very very detailed. So if you
Thank
are
you.
looking for any social media, you can actually talk to them actually about the packages, how is it like, and so on. Okay, Eric, want to ask you when last year the pandemic started, when lockdown,
Yep.
any challenges that moment?
I would say that was a very, very good challenge. When the pandemic started, people are lost. They don't know, how am I going to continue my business? Okay, everyone knows that they need to pivot their business in some ways, but at that time it was a starting point. People are still thinking like, how am I be able to pivot my event company? All this while I've been dealing with people, on ground and things like that. And I think the lockdown started in March, and then we started to get more and more inquiries somewhere in May or June, And interesting enough, even though we get a lot of inquiries, but all these leads, they still need a lot of education because they just came in and then they look for us. They hope that we give them a solution, and and a lot of them, they still don't understand. I mean, at the time they don't understand how is this whole thing going to work, how is social media, how is e-commerce going to help my business. I've been doing offline business. How am I going to bring my business to online? So we actually give a lot of example. We really give a lot of give out a lot of information at a time. Why I say it was a good challenge is because I think during May a lot of inquiries came in. Yeah, a lot of inquiries came in, but out of, I would say, like, let's say out of 30 inquiries, we only get 1 or 2. But I mean, we're also happy to educate the rest. We become like a consultant. Although we do in the phone call, we give free consultation and things like that. But the feeling is good. The feeling is good. Yeah. So at the time we get a lot of phone call, we have a lot of meeting. Yeah, at that time was quite hectic lah, I would say. So it was a challenge to juggle around with different
I think it's a learning
needs.
process. Yeah, it's a learning process. And I think many of them, when MCO, they are trying to save as much cash as possible. So then
Correct.
they are thinking that honestly, because previously it's like every 2 weeks, it's like, okay, never mind, we will be opening anytime physical, but they never expect that it's so long. So
Yep.
so honestly, I think they are all smarter right now. I'm also smarter right now that actually now is the digital world.
Yes,
It's the
correct.
innovative world. If you do
Correct.
not, like example, my guru teach me, my mentor, my guru, that say that do not think out of the box. So think out of the world. So no more box already. Now really need to
Yeah.
think out of the world. So
This
I
is
really
another era.
another level that last time it's like think out of the box, no more. Now think out of the world. This is why my guru taught me this. So think out of the world. So I think the main thing is that the transition of so it means that last year 2020, your sales actually, instead of many of them actually downwards, actually instead of that, you actually increase.
We actually increased, yes.
Yeah, it's actually very, very good. And honestly, entrepreneur out there, the bosses out there, and so on, I think you really need to innovate and really there. I call it as sang yi. I think Eric, I told you sang yi, sang, no? The sang means alive. Business
Yep.
is alive. It's like alive, like this, no? So you
Yep.
need to be creative, you need to be innovative and so on. Then only you can actually move forward. Do not do honestly, you run a business, you already have a fear. But do not let the fear to stop you. Try to do the calculate risk that you can actually move forward.
Yes. Yep.
Mm. I
True.
think, yeah, I think for you, Eric, this I think Beta Social it can really help people during this pandemic.
Yep.
So honestly, you really can actually help people. But I think you need to start your own channel, your own live channel to actually educate people to do
Yep.
branding, and really educate them that how can you all actually help them. And
We
many
were
of
actually
them
planning
are.
for that. Yep.
Yeah, I think because you are the younger generation of the team, 30 plus and so on, but
Mm.
you disclose your age already. I know you forever will be only 10 over years old. So I think you really need to educate, especially like my generation. My generation is not an easy thing for me, honestly. I'm very blessed with a family will know what to do, even though this stream they actually set up and so on. I only sit down here and start talking only. So this is my strength. So as a teacher, it's like, okay, talk only, okay. But I think I'm very blessed that the family, they are younger, they actually know this. And the older generation, please kindly give opportunity, okay, to let Beta Social to help you to bring in leads. After the leads bringing in, is up to you to close. So do
Yep.
not wait for, in Chinese say Moon Min means wait
Mm.
for the signboard. Now no more this song already. You put
Yep.
signboard up, then you wait for the customer to come in. So I tell you,
Yep.
if you put the signboard up, wait for your customer to come in, I tell you sometimes 10 years also don't have. That's
Yeah.
why
It's
a lot.
yeah. It's the
Yes.
other way around. Traditionally, you put up a signboard, you wait for people to walk in, because outside of the shop there's always traffic, correct? But in this digital world, it's the other way around. You have to grab your customer attention. You have to grab their interest. So yeah, it's a different ball game.
Yeah, it's a total a different transition, and especially during this MCO that we hardly can even though go out, honestly.
Yep.
For example, this from May until now, I only went out. Today is my third time. Two times vaccination, one time to repair my slip disc. But I think this Friday I need to go again. So I think just imagine for so many days, how many? May, June, July, August. So if 90 days, only three
Mm.
times. So I think it's very serious, very serious. And most of the time, honestly, we are buying things, even though like today I spoke to the Singsare there, the
Mm.
lady. She actually tell me that she still go to grocer to buy things or go to the market and so on. And suddenly you hear that, oh, 8 people got infected. So honestly, for me now, it's like everything delivery. Of course, when delivery, the time also need to be careful, put there and spray and sanitize,
Yep.
then only you bring in. So everything is about delivery, delivering of groceries, the food, and so on.
Yep.
Mm. So for your side, any challenges in Beta Social? I don't think
You mean
partners is. Do
currently?
you have any challenges with partners first? We will talk about partners first.
Partners, I don't really think so. We are very unite. I would say we are very unite because we have a very common mindset. We know that okay, this is the direction they want. Although sometimes we have some small dispute, but most of our disputes are, I have my method, he has his method, but ultimately our goal are the same. You know, so I would say partner-wise, we are quite unite and not much problem. But the main problem, if I were point out one of the problems that I'm facing right now, uh, is actually same thing. It's actually scaling. I mean, I'm scaling right now, but how am I be able to scale faster? This is always the main challenge in many businesses. Yeah. So yeah, I mean scaling, like what I mentioned just now. A lot of time when you talk about scaling, there's a lot of things that you need to consider. Your manpower, your team members, and then would you be able to take up more job with how many people, and then okay, yes, there's a new jobs, there's a lot of new money coming into the company, but what is the cost managing all these new jobs? So this is also very important. I mean, we tried before, we fall into the trap before, we see big money comes in, but the amount of effort and the manpower that we need to manage this one account is a totally no ROI. We faced that before. I mean, yeah. So we need to be extra careful, and whenever we get a lead, we have to count very, we have to calculate very carefully, because it looks simple. Our packages, it looks simple, like it's standard package and things like that. But sometimes certain clients, or I would say like bigger clients, they require a customizable package. Yeah, so these are the things that we need to be careful. And sometimes, okay, I would say engaging with many big clients sometimes might slow us down from scaling. I think in business you understand what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, I really totally understand because normally you deal with, I'm not saying that the big client is not good. They do have big clients, good paymaster, they do have what,
Yep,
but
yep.
sometimes good big client, they thought that they are big, they squeeze you like nobody business. So
Mm.
because honestly, but of course for a start we need that name. We need
Yes,
that
correct,
name. We need to
correct,
do branding on their name and so on.
correct.
So maybe for a start, then losing. Then after we also learn, okay, thank you. So and actually, to be honest, smaller client is not. I'm not saying that fussy. I'm saying that whatever you input to them, they will actually listen.
They need, okay, smaller clients most of the time they need our professional input. They need our suggestion. Uh, so it's very easy for us to guide them, to show them what is the correct way, correct direction. Bigger clients doesn't mean that they don't listen to us, but is that they already have a system, and whatever decision that we made, or the person that we're dealing with, like the marketing manager, okay, he has to go through a few layers for approval, things like that.
Mm,
So it's harder. I wouldn't say it's harder. It takes more time and effort to manage them. So sometimes managing one big clients might require us to have one full-time account manager just to manage that account. We have one. I think we have two accounts are like that. We need to have one person dedicated for that account, and then after that we still need designers to do the job. We still need copywriters. So end up um, the money is still good. The money is still good, but the attention that require the directors, to join the meeting sometimes, yeah, you will have more this kind of meeting, and sometimes will slow down some progress and things like that.
mm.
Mm.
I think the main thing for you all is a lot of services that you need to actually put in. And
Yep,
although the money is good, the effort, the detail side, and the accountable side, that because it's a long term for the customer, that you hope
yes,
that they actually have leads, you hope that they actually can close and can continue with you. I think this is
correct.
one of the main thing that you need, like example currently that you are actually having.
Yep, yep.
Y-
So in our industry, I would say we have our anchor client. For example, I think this also applicable to all the businesses, especially you are in service line. You always have your anchor client that require more time and more effort. Okay, but those clients are your big clients, right? And they can be your best portfolio. Let's say 50% are your big clients, anchor clients, and 50% you have to think about a way to automate your system. Let's say you have two clients that take up two clients that you'll be able to get 50% of your revenue, monthly revenue. And you need to have how many small clients that you can automate the system, but to generate another 50% of the money. So these 50% from small clients are duplicatable. I wouldn't say easy, but it's duplicatable. Yeah, and it's more cost effective. Yeah, so this is the thing that we are currently still juggling around.
But like example, as an entrepreneur, right? For
Mm.
us, for me lah, for you is very different. Even though I actually last time I actually spoke to you, is like you are very detailed. Certain times you need to take a little bit more risk, and because honestly, you are definitely a system person and a creative person. It's actually all in one. But for me, it's like chung kam kam hey chung ah. So it's like so it's a but the main thing is that who in the team in the four people, who is the person who's a little bit there to tell, hey, let's go for it.
My partner Kaijin. So he's a sales guy, and he's the one that like join all these networking event like BNI and things like that. So he basically go out and communicate with people. Sometimes he give talk as well in his BNI team and things like that. So I would say he is the so-called a CEO of the company, the one that bring the name up, the one that tell people to Chong whereas my part here is guys, we have to have a reality check. I'm always the bad news.
Yeah, that's why, because when I know you and so on, okay, that person need to chong, then you are reality check. It's actually a very good combination. Honestly, it's really very good combination. Or not that person chong, then they don't go where already. And okay, how turn back is like, okay, how's our cash flow? So I think it's very, very good combination.
Yes.
It's
So
not easy to find actually.
it's not easy. So we actually this is quite a journey for me, for us. From doing everything. When we just started, we do everything, and at that time we don't have a lot of experience. We made a lot of mistakes, and then after that we fine tune. But whatever mistake we made, we always remember that four of us, we must what do you call that? We must unite together, because without any one of us, the company wouldn't be complete. We must have that mindset. Yeah. And after, I think throughout these 4 years, what we learned the most is actually the task, the position. And I always, during any meeting, I always remind all of us, say that as a director, as a partner of the company, we have a lot of job scope. We have slash this, I'm a creative. Sometimes I have to be the last minute designer, things like that. Last time when I was in cafe, I have to be the last minute washer. So yeah. So whatever position that we have today, we always have to remember that as a partner, as a director, our main job scope is either we have a KPI to bring up the revenue of the company or lower down the operational cost for the company. It's all about numbers. Yeah. So we always have to remember that whatever decision we make, numbers is the most important.
Lucky your maths is good, huh?
Not really. but luckily I'm sensitive with money, so yeah.
Numbers. Because you are a very detailed person. You are a very detailed person. But the main thing is that just now when you talk about the partners, you do not have much issue. How about clients?
Clients, I think client has always been the biggest issue. I mean, they are, I would say issue will be setting expectation. That is a main issue, and that also takes us 2 to 3 years to learn how to properly set expectation. For example, I'm just taking someone that working as a freelance. If that person can complete the job within 2 days, would you tell your clients that I can complete the job within 2 days? Normally you won't.
No.
An experienced person, you won't. You will say, I will need 4 days, But in actual fact, I take 2 days. If I can deliver within 2 days, it's a bonus, right? But if today I tell the client that I can deliver in 2 days and I deliver in 2 days, that is what you're supposed to do. And there's no surprise, there's no bonus. But if you tell your clients that I can finish in 1 day and you finish in 2 days, then that's your fault. So I think the client expectation is something that we are still learning, because we are working with so many different bodies, the design, copywriting, account managing, ads buying, and right now we're expanding our ads buying, not just Facebook, we're expanding to Google and things like that, and also involved in influencers, photography and videography. So how are we going to plan out this whole timeline accurately and not over promising? So this is the key. Yeah. So this is a thing that I think we all are still learning. And I would say so far we are doing quite well. Yeah. So basically the trick is, if today you can complete this task in 2 days, just tell our clients you can complete in 4 days.
I think it's really very true. The clients right now, our parents is not so simple. It's like, it's actually very sad lah. We are in education line. They are playing, like example, recently they're supposed to pay 2 kids around 20 over K for 1 year fees. 1 year fees, 2 kids. Our fees is very reasonable. So the next thing is that I'm not going to pay you 22K. I'm going to pay you 15K only. You want, you take. We thought that the 7K, if you are really struggling now, MCO, we still can. Okay, now mine's okay. But no, I'm not going to pay you the balance 7K.
That is a negotiation.
You say then actually it's actually very sad. You say that you're supposed to tell the owner what to do and so on, and then don't need to pay for 1 year rental because my place is like that, and so on. Excuse me, we are in education. We can't just move. We renovated and so on, and we shift to another place. So this is the challenge of the parents, is putting them. If like that, we run a school. We don't need to run you.
I think it's very true, because oftentimes as a customer, not every one of us as a customer, we will be able to understand what is the actual situation, because to them it's very easy. Why don't you ask your landlord to let's say give you a 3 months free rental? Everyone is doing it, but the problem is everyone is doing it. Why should my landlord do that to me? So
yeah, it's like, honestly,
it kind of remind me when I was in AMPM. At that time, GST just introduced, and that 1 to 2 months is basically, we have a lot of, I wouldn't say issue, we have a lot of customers that don't understand, why there's one customer asked like, oh, why should I pay this service charge?
The government want it.
Yeah, the government want it, not me. I don't take. There's a few ridiculous ones. Told me that, oh, I'm here to eat your food. I'm here to buy your food, and I walk to the counter to pay money, so I don't see any service. Hey, my chef have to cook for you. So all these things, I would say, is it's a lack of awareness, and sometimes customer being customer. Yeah, sometimes they know, but they're just trying their luck, So in a business, this is what we are dealing with. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's so definitely it's not. I would say that now business is actually very wide. Even though, like example, when we are doing online, like you're actually doing globally. For us, also, ours one is actually globally, that going out, not only in Malaysia, but going out to take in customers. I think this is our market right now, going globalized. And if you are not going globalized, people will start to eat you up. It's like going to be extinct. It's certain big companies that 100 years, 150 years, they actually close down because they do not innovate. So highly recommend you all to please go to the digitalization, digitalize your whole company, digitalize social media and so on, and find people that got the strength Sometimes for honestly, like example, last time I tried to save certain things or and so on, right? No budget at the time, then save. At the end of the day, you are sitting down there doing don't know how many weeks if you haven't even know complete. But now you are getting specialized. You are paying people specialized to get leads for you, specialized in certain things to bring your business up. So I honestly, this generation is very, very different. And I think you need to find somebody that you can really believe in and trust. And or not, some of them will take the money, next day close down already the company. So honestly, Eric Cheah, I already know him for 18 years, and he's really very passionate. Whatever he do, everything he actually really explain A, B, C. Sometimes I also feel that you are more long-winded. So you say A, B, C. Normally, but my style is okay. What's the results? What's the solution? Just all. But for Eric will be. I will still explain to you this. So he really explained every detail, and he really want you to understand every single thing. Beta Social really if any of y'all out there, please look for Beta Social and your website. If you got any question, please kindly ask. Now past 10. Yeah, okay. We do have quite, I think we do have a lot of questions. We need to go to the question already. Let us see. Let us see. Okay. Wow, very young. Okay. At 14 years old. Wow, at 14 years old, I still believe inspiring. Okay. Okay. Kevin, he's not 14 already. I know him when 14 years old when he's form 2. So now I
wish
already
I
know him
was
for
14.
18 years. Yeah. So it's like 14 years old. It's like, okay. So why do you want to work in the F&B industry?
Yeah, actually, it's a very good question. Um, I think this is also linked to passion. A lot of time is not because you like that thing, you should go and pursue that thing. This is at least what I believe. Although a lot of people tell you that, oh, just do what you love, But in business for so long, I need to be really realistic as well. I would say is the people. So if let's say at a time I wasn't in F&B, let's say I'm in other industry. Let's say I'm a car mechanic, things like that. Then maybe I will keep on pursue that, because what drives me is not really of the industry or things that even though I love coffee, but doesn't mean that I need to pursue to open up a cafe. What makes me passionate is always the people that I work with. Yeah. So yeah. So I would say why F&B. There's no direct answer why F&B. It's always whatever things that you feel you are confident in doing it. Maybe you have done it a lot of times. You have do it again and again. You become confident, and then automatically you feel that doing that thing is easier than doing other things. Yeah.
I think Eric actually started doing business 24 years old. If you are thinking to do business, please go out now. It's not when, it's now.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. So I highly recommend when 24 years old, he worked for people for a while and so on. Actually, he went out to run a business already. So he actually running a business, as he mentioned, it's not 9 to 5, it's not 8 to 5, it's 24/7. So
Yes.
honestly, for me, when I wanted to run my business, the main thing is that we want big car, we want big house, we want everything big, or whatever money that come in, we do not see the prices on the right. We just want to see the items that we want. But the main thing is that, of course, we need to sacrifice certain things. Example, our
Definitely.
time. So our
Definitely.
time, but family, I believe that these days you need to be fair. Family also come first. You can balance. You can actually balance your life, not necessarily only work. So
Yeah.
and yeah, I think this is very, very important. Okay, we got one that oh okay. Oh yeah, the same one. Okay. Wong Mei Ki. So what's your motto that keeps you moving day to day?
Again, is the people that I work with. So even today, uh, if I mean, even today, if let's say I wake up every day and and how do I put this? Yeah, basically the people that I work with in the team is the energy that keeps me moving every day. Is the team. Whenever the first thing I wake up is actually talk to my team. And it's just to is prepare everyone for the day. And that meeting actually motivates me. Sometimes I think that without this kind of meeting, it will be slightly dull for the whole day.
Yeah, I think we do have people from Arab Saudi and so on actually viewing your this live. Sumaya, so this is Arab Saudi. Yeah. Like you
Oh,
inspire people like me. So
thank you.
so if anything you want to do business in Malaysia and so on, you can actually connect with Eric. Also, if you want to grow your business or whatever you want to sell in Arab Saudi or Pakistan, you can actually grow your business in Malaysia. That Eric really know the in and out. Not only Malaysia, even though in Australia. And Eric, what want to ask? What country that you are familiarized on the social media side? Like example, now is Australia that you are actually connecting. So where else?
I would say if let's say familiar and confidence, I would say Southeast Asia.
Mm.
Sorry, not the whole Southeast Asia. Malaysia, Singapore, even Indonesia. We also have had some project before, so something that is more familiar, culturally familiar to us. I think Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia. Australia will be slightly different because of culture and because simple things like their holiday is very different from ours. What they celebrate, is very different. So you can see that the buying behavior can be different as well. Yeah, it's a what do you call it? It's a new market for me, to be honest with you, for Australia. But what I really confidence is, of course, Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia.
Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia, and now
Yep,
can be Australia.
can be
Honestly,
Australia.
Australia items is so expensive. Example, the printing items and so on. Even though name card one box is so expensive. If you
Yep,
got the Bay and so on, you can actually advertise in Australia, and you can actually export out to Australia. So if
yep.
you are doing printing company and so on, honestly, because I did a research on that, wow, so expensive. 1,000 brochures is like, oh, Malaysia is only few hundred ringgit. So okay, okay, okay. For Napan Santau, what's the
Malaysia.
craziest thing you have experienced running the business that you have?
The craziest thing. I think the craziest thing was the experience that I mentioned just now. Although at that time I haven't run my business, but I take it as my own business. When I was running Bone and Pot, the steamboat restaurant. Yeah, I think I mentioned again. So basically, our restaurant is an indoor steamboat restaurant, and we need to have air condition. All right. But there was one evening, I realized that all these aircon are stolen, and then we need to have like a plan B. How can we come up with plan B? Which is, I call all my bosses at that time, and all of them bring fans to the restaurant, and then despite that, the whole place are very warm, we still have to run around, run here and there. And then when customer complain about why isn't the aircon is switched off, it's switched on, I still have to go table by table to explain. So I think that experience is the craziest experience. Yeah.
Wow, we got very good question that actually coming. Okay, John is actually putting up for me. What's the future ahead for Eric Cheah? What's the future ahead?
Future. I would say I embrace everything that's coming to me, because at this point of time, I mean, setting target is very important, but of course there are a lot of uncertainties, and things doesn't really always happen according to your planning. So what is the future? I couldn't give you an answer, but let's prepare for whatever that is coming to you. I think that's more important.
I think now this okay, another one. Howard, what difficulties you have to face in this journey?
Difficulties. It's always linked to managing people, communicating with people. I think it sounds easy, but it in the same time it is also the hardest thing. Oh,
You, you need to promote your
okay. So in Beta Social, what we provide, our core business, our core service is actually providing creative for your social media, for any online platforms. Basically, we help you to enhance your e-commerce, your social media, right? And we create content that speak to your clients. That is most important, because even though today you spend a lot of money buying advertisement on social media, on e-commerce, but your content doesn't really speak to your clients, is actually useless as well. So what we specialize in is creating content that speak to your client. As simple as that. Annoying. Of course, of course. I mean, every business, I think the hardest thing to manage is the people, and most of the time it's a client. Yeah, we will we have some unreasonable clients as well, but it is also part of the growing, part of the journey, because in business, well, client customer is always right, and how can we positively say no to client? I think this is an art. So if you are fully equipped with that knowledge and that skill, you don't have to worry about annoying client. Yeah.
How have you prioritized change from when you first started?
Prioritize change when you mean like if let's say you're saying my personal life, right?
I
Priority
think it's about
change.
your business.
Hmm.
How have you prioritized change from when you are first started? So maybe for what I know,
Hmm.
Muhammad Zakri, what I understand is maybe start you say that your aim is like that. So suddenly change. So how can you actually prioritize the change?
We always have to prepare that, uh, things will change, things will not go as planned. Um, like what I mentioned just now, we have to fully equip with whatever challenges coming to us. Um, in business, most important, of course, is cash flow. So if let's say in your business you are very stable with your cash flow, you don't have to worry about whatever plan change, whatever challenges that comes to you. Yeah. So to me, how can I overcome like all these changes, prioritize changes? I think cash flow is very important in a business.
Yeah, I think it's very important because I think Eric, you are so young, age, you already talk about cash flow. For me, recently only my guru asked me cash flow. How's the cash flow? How's the cash flow? It's like 10 years also cannot give him, So cash flow is really, really very important. So I think business people out there, priority to check your cash flow. Sometimes we don't want to see cash flow because we are very worried whether how and so on. But you need to see cash flow to reduce what is necessary. So I think
Yes.
cash flow, please look through your cash flow. And that one really can rescue you or help you where to reduce, how to increase.
Hmm. True.
Okay, Olive, I really want to ask about how did you achieve so much at such a young age?
I think I push myself. uh, One thing is also because my personality. Um, in Chinese, some people say that I have the low look man. Something like you are working until work until you're old. I have that kind of life in me. So if today I have I'm too comfortable, I will start to think a lot, and I start to find something to do. I'm a person that cannot sit still. Yeah,
I
I
think you're a
think
workaholic.
yeah, yes. I think partly because of that personality. Yeah.
Mm. I think you are really a workaholic. Because it's like this one, okay, next what's the business? Oh, next what's the business? Knowing what you know now, is there anything you would have done differently when you were first starting out?
Of course, of course. Um, there's a lot of things that, after a few years running business, uh, of course, there will be things that you start to reflect. You start to think about, I could have done it better. I could have done it another way, a better way, all these things. So one of the things that I think I could have done it better is it's managing client expectation. Uh, but of course, it's not something that I will regret, because even though today I go back to time, probably I will make the same mistake as well. Because at the time, just naturally, I mean, at the time you are not fully equipped with all this experience. You haven't met enough people, clients that is hard to manage, tough. All this experience give you. Sometimes we just sit down and think, oh, if I done it differently 2 years back, I could have achieved this earlier, something like that. Yeah.
Now we got so many more questions. I think we will choose. Okay, what is unique about your business offering?
I think it's personalization. How we distinguish ourselves with other agencies. By the way, sometimes we work with other agencies as well. Sometimes they just pass the project over, but how are we be able to distinguish ourselves is the personalization. We don't just put out a package online and tell you this is our price. We actually call you and sit down and talk to you, and to understand what is your objective for your company before we give you any solution. Yeah, I think that is one of our strong point.
Okay, we will take the last three questions. So, I think maybe Radia have pressure or stress at work. Huh? So she's actually asking, have you ever feel pressure at home or at work? How you actually overcome that?
I think pressure is something that is very normal, especially running your own business, because you are basically living your 6 to 9 and you are working for 24/7. The pressure is increasing. To be honest, you thinking of cash flow is like opening up your bank account. Look at your bank account every end of the month when you're working for people. That kind of feeling. So you have a lot of stress, but without all this stress, you wouldn't be able to outgrow yourself. I think stress, problems, challenges those are essentials in outgrowing yourself, in personal or in business. So I always take stress as a challenge. I'm a person that if I don't fix this problem, I will always find a solution. I think that is that is one of my way of dealing with stress, because I believe every problem will have a solution.
I think the Arab Saudi and Pakistan need you to go and talk. Already got a lot of questions. No?
Wow.
I think I need to have a talk. Okay, what's your main purpose to choose this career?
Main purpose to choose this career. Um, First thing is something that I'm familiar with. You must do something that you have confidence, right? And also have a group of people that you trust that can work together. So yeah, this is the main purpose that I actually choose my career. But the first very important thing to me personally, I think not everyone will agree, is do something that you are familiar and you are confident with. to me, is not necessarily something that you like, but you are familiar with.
I think the last question, actually, we got a lot more. So we will go this last question, Mr. Kamal Raza. Have you ever faced any problem to maintain both your work and life?
Of course, of course. As I say, you're basically working 24/7. So sometimes you will overlap. Sometimes, you know, but you always have to remember that why are you working so hard? What for? For your own life, for your the other half. So you always remember why you work hard, why you started your business, what is the whole purpose of doing this? Why am I busy 24/7 for what? You know, but you will always realize that the roots of doing all these things is actually people that you love. You want to give them a better life. You want to buy good things to them. You want to surprise them. All these things. So always remember why you started the business.
I think for Eric, right? Okay, yeah, you can actually get in touch. Okay, so I think for Eric, right, he work hard and also play hard. He also go for holidays. I can see
Yeah.
him enjoying his coffee, and he will do delicious food and so on. So
Yep.
he actually work hard and also play hard. I think everybody need to balance on this, or not know life even though you run the business. Not it's not the same generation as last time. Last time everybody work hard, work hard, work hard, but now everything need to be balanced. Family, business, health, and many more, and go for holidays if after the pandemic. And
Yes.
Eric, I think for because your topic is start your own business, maybe you can actually just tell them out the audience why start your own business.
Okay. I think in this era, um, I always believe that everyone must have a side hustle. Even though you are working for someone, you must already have a side hustle. Reason because maybe that side hustle is your another source of income, your safety net. We right, because a lot of time you realize that side hustle is something that you are going to be passionate about, something that move you, something that keep you going. You know, so I'm not saying that working 9 to 5 is not a good thing, but it's also what do you call it? It's also fairly important. Depends on what is your role, and what is your personality. If you're like me, you are a internal person. You are a very picky person. Okay, then most probably you're better off maybe if let's say you have a job in a management level, operational, you are very good in that, then you can have another what do you call that another side hustle out there that suit your personality as well. Because a lot of time starting your own business right now is really a way to find yourself, I believe. And also, why is it important is also you will start to realize certain decision that made by your boss, why they are making that decision and things like that, right? So you will get a gist about business as well. So when while you're working and also starting your own business, you'll be able to understand more about the whole structure. So I think starting business sometimes is not just a side hustle, but it's also um, something that you can discover, and also something that might change your mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend that work for 1 or 2 years if after graduates. So 1, 2 years, 3 years to learn something, the structure of the company, and learn something. When you work for people, then only come out to do business. Honestly, many people after graduate, they father mother sponsor, then they actually open up and so on. And actually, just only today I talked like the not the physiotherapist, the things here that actually next door closed down because it's like after 3 days already MCO. So it's like you start up and so on. Sometimes not necessary to do big, but start small, then slowly grow. So at least you know the challenges. You do not need to worry so much that you can't even sleep or ask, okay, can you give money? And I think one thing about business, Do not every time depends on your example. If you are young, depend on your parents and so on to open your hand and, hey, I do not have money. Can you give me? Can you? Because you will not feel the pain. When you
Yes.
feel the pain, you will go to the extreme to push yourself. Even though example, ego and so on, you still will call the customer. Hey, do you want? And so on. If you are very comfortable, I can tell you know, maybe you will not call. So
Yes.
I really believe in that. Sometimes you need to feel the pain, or you do not have enough cash, you will actually push up another level. So
Yeah.
I honestly, Eric, this section, normally this time, people will start to reduce. This one is very odd. It's like going down, suddenly go up again. It's like, okay, do want us to end
That's
this
great.
section?
That's great.
They are so interested that want to know more. Okay, if you all want to know more about Beta Social, please go to you let me see. Go to this website. Where's the website?
Or maybe you
Yeah.
can talk to me personally as well.
Yeah, you can actually talk to him personally, or you can actually go to his website. I cannot give your number, or not everybody will be calling you.
Oh no.
I will be calling you and asking you and so on. So please go to his website. If anything, please, if you are in overseas and so on, and you would like want his service, or Malaysian that you want his service, please kindly go to the website. Okay, thank you so much. Copy with Mary today is very fulfilled, and he's actually my first students that actually I invite him to come here to copy with Mary. So honestly, I'm blessed to have him as my student. So on whatever things, even though I'm learning from him, I'm really learning from him, so very detailed and so on. So any question, you can actually go direct to him. Then I will see you all next week on Wednesday, Copy with Mary. Stay safe, take care, be your own hero. So Eric,
Thank
after
you.
this we chat when we end the